Welcome back to the R6 Masterclass. Today we've got another 10 tips. How many of these did you know? Let me know down in the comments. Alright, for tip 10 and number 9, we've got a double tip here. We're going to learn how to launch C4 utilizing Mozzie Pests and proximity alarms. You can see I line it up with the edge of the wall and then clip the corner of the C4 with the pest. Now I recommend testing this in a private match with a friend to get those lineups down. This can be done from Tower in Oregon and many other places. We're just simply showing the one off the balcony here on Chalet. As you can see, I line the C4 up with the edge of the wall, bump it, and then it goes flying. You want the C4 to be as straight as possible, and you can see better with the proximity alarms that kind of line up just as that line disappears. Tip number 8, we're going to be moving on to making rotates with grenades. As you can see about halfway up the wall, I'm going to shoot open a piece to try and knock out one side of the wood, drop a grenade down inside, and it will open up a full-size rotate. Okay, tip number 7, Aruni gates used for tricking. Now you can use these to trick hard breaches off of walls, like you see here with Habana pellets, and it can also be done on hatches. Certain hatches only. Other hatches, not so much. You need to be able to get close enough to the bottom, as we'll see in a minute. Now you can use this to damage the player or destroy the hard breach. It is your choice as to when you utilize it, when they're placing it, or after they've placed it and try setting it off. This is a one-time trick. Okay, now we're going to move on to tip number 6. Double stacking claymores correctly. Now you can either face 2 lasers into the wall or just one. Here we're only going to face 1 into the wall, but then the second claymore behind it needs to be as close as possible with the lasers firing into the back of the front claymore. When the front claymore gets destroyed, they only have about a few hundred milliseconds before that second claymore is ready to activate and blow them out of the game entirely. Now we're going to move on to tip number 5. Blocking runouts with Osa shields. Osa shields, when placed on a window and smashed, will actually block runouts. Smashing it's optional, but you can't vault through unless you blow it up. Tip number 4. Ram drones can be used to access instant entry and also instantly destroy hatches. This was done a bit poorly here, but it shows the example. Now you can do this for a teammate or yourself to gain quick entry when needed. Tip number 3, utilizing Firebolts to deny plants through floors. Now this can be done through punch holes, gong 6 holes, shot out holes in the floor. I did some punch holes and then shot the piece of metal in the floor with the gong 6 to open up a reasonable amount of space, showing that it could be done in a timely fashion. Plant over the holes or plant near the holes. Fire spread's pretty good. As soon as you hear someone on the defuse, fire the bolt through the floor, off the wall or ceiling. This also can be done from outside of a window, and it will absolutely annihilate the person before they get a chance to defuse and not give them very far to run, and it does a lot of damage too. Okay, moving on to tip number 2. You can actually open hatches that are fully electrified as long as there's a wooden floor next to it that you can attach the hard breach to. This should work with all hard breaches, but the lineups are rather difficult to achieve with other hard breaches, and Habana is the easiest and the most efficient to do it. As you can see, this line, this inner line on the hatch, is what we want to utilize, lining up with the edge of that hitbox of the dual pellets on Habana once you switch to firing mode. Then we want to get a little bit closer to the hatch and keep that line up on the edge to get the pellets as close and touching the metal rim of the hatch. And then we want to back up a little bit and shoot another set of pellets. And this will actually allow us to open an electrified hatch with 4 Habana pellets and no anti-breach. This is a very effective method of solo opening hatches. Just take a little bit of time, line it up, and don't waste that hard breach utility. On to tip number 1, cluster placements of thorn traps. Now, placing 1 down could yield results, but placing down multiple can yield greater results. Now, you may only get 1 enemy, and this may only work once in a match, but it is a pocket strat type thing that you pull out. The one that we place on the shelf, you can actually place on the other side in case they run into the corner. We're just utilizing this as an example, and you can see the light through it. For example, if you throw them on the ceiling, their spread is more effective, but if they're running through, it won't get them at all. Now, this is actually a better way of utilizing thorn traps to ensure damage or even getting 1 enemy, maybe even multiple. Thank you for watching this R6 Masterclass. As always, links in the description to Fiverr, where I offer one-on-one coaching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.